Mga kabombo, mga ka-Star Nation, bago tayo umusad sa iba pang malalaking balita natin ngayong araw ho na ito, ay meron ho tayong isang importanteng panayam na pagbibigyang daan sa mga oras ho na ito. Good morning and thank you for joining us today. We're honored to welcome Arizona Representative Janelle Cavero, distinguished member of the United States Congress, whose leadership and service have shaped key national policies and inspired civic engagement across the country. My name is Bombo Dennis Hamito. With me, Bombo Everly Rico. Today's conversation will explore on their visit in the Philippines, No King's protest, dual citizenship crackdown, and U.S. government shutdown, and U.S. and Philippine ties, and we're looking forward gaining insights to her perspective and experiences. Arizona Representative Janelle Cavero, thank you for taking the time to be with us. Let's begin with the interview. Good morning, and can you share a little about your purpose of your visit in the Philippines?
Had a wonderful time. We met with the DFA, the Office of American Affairs, Maritime Ocean Affairs. We also visited Mapua University, who has a partnership with Arizona State University. Mapua University has a dual degree program with ASU, who is #1 in innovation for the last 10 years in the U.S. Also had the opportunity to meet with the Coast Guard and DTI, and we had a tour at SMBA regarding the importance of trade, as well as we did some cultural events, as well as had meetings with elected officials, and it's been a wonderful trip, actually, very productive.
That's jam-packed activities. Is it just for one day visit, Representative?
No, we've been here for 4 days, and we have had, a very aggressive schedule with all the meetings that we've had, both in the agencies, the offices, elected officials, and we've had a wonderful time. The days start early and end late, but they've been great.
I see. Okay. Recently, the United States witnessed what many call biggest single-day protest in its history, the No Kings protest. From your perspective, as a state legislator, what really sparked this massive outcry against Trump administration?
Speaking of the No Kings rally, I'm assuming, that happened a few days ago, and around the country, over 7 million had gathered in various cities and towns in protest of the current administration's actions, and more importantly, just the decisions made with challenging the Constitution, challenging some of the practices that define America and reaching the American dream. This protest that happened a couple days ago is the second of two. The first was several months ago, and it was the No Kings rally. I think a little less million, but now it's growing. The heat of the administration's and the result of the administration's actions are creating a new kind of frustration and anxiety and fear. And those who are taking it to the streets are protesting against this authoritative type of administration.
Okay. Critics claim that the No Kings protest was orchestrated and funded by the political groups. Do you believe this was a paid protest or sort of well-funded or organized activities related to politics?
No, there is no paid protest in the United States. It's unfortunate that people are defining it as a paid protest. That's one way to look at it, to manipulate what is going on. But you're talking about 7 million people who are on the streets who are accused of being paid protesters. Then unfortunately, that's not enough. Yes, no, it's not such the case.
Right. Representative Cavero, on another issue, there have been reports of a supposed crackdown on Filipinos with dual citizenship. What confirmed information can you share about this?
Absolutely. This is a major issue for everyone who's a person of color. And as Filipino Americans are people who are being identified as someone who's not a citizen, it's interesting because they've cracked down in every city across America, from the churches to the areas with large concentrations of communities of color. So, for example, Chinatown, or certain areas with communities that have who reside in certain areas. You have a lot of those who are not, you're talking about crackdown, but they're doing raids in restaurants, from even those who are Filipino American or Filipino owned restaurants. So you had a very big situation. It's not addressed only Filipinos, it's to everyone, for everyone who's a person of color. They've challenged those who listen to the law, who go to the courthouses to renew their citizenship and visas. And what's been happening is that before they walk through the door, as they follow the law and they're true abiding, participants and citizens, that they get held and detained once they walk through. It's a very, very challenging and scary situation. But the community is coming behind and trying to. The community will find out if these raids are happening and notify the community in certain ways to minimize this and stop as many actions as they can.
All right, Representative Cavero, you mentioned about the immigration raids that is also, still ongoing in the United States. As a state legislator of Arizona, do you have any pending legislation in U.S. Congress that addresses the immigration reform under the Trump administration, particularly those policy that affecting Filipinos and other immigrant communities?
Can't speak on behalf of the federal level, as I'm a state legislator, but I can speak on behalf of what many states what we're trying to do. We are trying to move policies and trying to introduce ways to adhere and handle the federal decision on immigration, to better better support some certain ways to handle what they've been trying to do. It's the only way, both on the state level is where it is, and it's more important right now, more than ever, since the federal level has just continuously made decisions, not just to immigration, but in other areas of healthcare and economy that is impacting each of our states.
Another issue that the U.S. is facing right now is the controversy over the U.S. government shutdown. It's now reportedly the second longest shutdown in the U.S. history, affecting many public services and leaving thousands of federal workers without pay. How severe is the impact now of the U.S. government shutdown, because it's been nearly 5 weeks already since the U.S. government shutdown?
Today, is it impacting? Absolutely. When you have those number of employees being, first of all, before this shutdown, you're talking about departments being closed. You're talking about federal agencies no longer supporting certain programs. You've had already, thousands upon thousands who have been furloughed. And so now you're coming to a situation of just tightening the operations and the impact of federal government by having a shutdown. Now, the decision to have the shutdown is because, again, it's another bullying tactics to either, and this is continuous throughout every single action in this administration, which is having a very direct way of, these are the list of demands that we have in order for you to get financial support. And if you don't, then you are going to be held, you'll be held in a chokehold basically because you're financially incapable or you're not able to execute based on the resources. This is impacting millions of lives and thousands of Filipino Americans who do work in our federal government, and also those who are getting Medicare and support from the federal government. So in either programs and whatnot, so in services. So yes, it's impacting not just Filipino Americans, but everyone throughout the whole country.
All right, finally, Representative Cavero, we would like to get your insight. Can you describe the current state of the U.S.-Philippine relations under the Trump administration?
Well, if you take a look at it a little bit more closer, I think the Philippines is in a better situation than some other countries who are having more challenges with tariffs, despite the fact that, yes, we've had a long-standing history between the Philippines and the U.S. Everyone has been upset with how, they've been slapped across the face with this tariff. But many other countries have also been slapped across the face with the tariff. Now, with what I've witnessed and where I think things are going, and as a representative from a state who's trying to work with the Philippines, there are many reasons why I think the relationship will even get stronger. I think they're going to get stronger because of the opportunities that both the Philippines and, states such as mine are in a good place. Arizona is a leading state in semiconductors. TSMC has invested in and put their headquarters in our state. You're talking about a 16 billion operation as of last year, and looking for partners such as those in the Philippines who've been in the semiconductor business, who can also, expand in different areas, both in healthcare and the economy. I think that the Philippines is in a unique situation, not just because of longstanding history, but because both the powers of presidents have met, and that there is, both are going through challenges within their administration. And as a result, agencies are learning to try to adjust and with time, hopefully have better operating programs. As a partnership, I think that the Philippines is in a good position. It is very hard, obviously, with a lot of the things that the Philippines has the same enemy as the U.S. And so there is, a threat in our borders, in both countries. And I think they're both working together to try to figure out how to be stronger.
I see. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you once again, Arizona Representative Junel Cavero, for sharing your time, insights, and perspectives with us today through Bombo Network News. We appreciate your continued service and commitment to the public good. On behalf of Bombo Radio Philippines and everyone tuning in, mga kabombo and Star Nations, we wish you to continued success in your work. Take care, and we hope speaking with you once again soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, mga kabombo, mga ka-Star Nation, nakausap po natin ang isang kinatawan, representative from the United States, Arizona Representative Junel Cavero. And yan ho, mga kabombo, yung ilan sa mga napag-usapan, yung US shutdown and yung iba pang mga development sa US and Philippine ties and everything, mga kabombo.